Years go by, but the memory stays, and those were the good old days.
Thank you so much for going down memory lane with me. Let me take you back and tell you a story. A trip worth laughing at. You're probably thinking, okay, this is weird. Or you probably clicked on this thinking, this is weird. Nonetheless, my Aunt Patty, my Aunt Patricia, my Aunt Patty, if you will, she'd done a lot of different things over the, in the past. It still does things in the present that is absolutely ignorant, weird, or absolutely hilarious. Sean the Exterminator, or Sean the Boat Instructor, something to go down memory lane with me and see those, and you understand what I'm talking about. Nonetheless, when Grandma Idabelle, was alive, and Grandma Idabelle, like I said, Grandma Idabelle, there wasn't a, as I said, in going down memory lane, the yard sale queen, there wasn't a person that Grandma Idabelle did not know, and if she didn't know, she would introduce herself, as I said. But living next door, or living there on 8th Street, right next door across the street, directly across the street, was Mike Malinchek, and his wife had lived there. And then, of course, when Mike had passed, old Mike had passed, young Mike, his son had lived there. And his other son, Cliff Malinchek. Cliff was a mailman. He lived right next door. They were like a duplex, if you will, side-by-side duplex type deal. Right next door to them lived Pablo and forget his wife's name, but right catty corner across the street there on the other side of the street, if you're standing directly in front of the house at 8th Street there, the right side, or the left side, of course, would be Marge's little fenced-in jungle. Marge Hex, we're talking, go down memory lane, see that one. And then on the right side would be Tina Munoz, if you will. Nonetheless, directly across the street there, next to Pablo and his wife, right next door to them, if you're standing in front of their house, on the left-hand or right-hand side would be Cliff and Mike's little side-by-side duplex deal, and then on the left-hand side was May and Francisco Galindo. They were like Mexican or Italian or something like that. Nonetheless, there was one particular time where Frank, or Francisco, if you will, Frank Galindo got sick, and he wasn't doing too well. And the Emlins showed up there one time. The Emlins and whatnot showed up there. The rescue and everything showed up. And Mr. Galindo had taken a stroke or heart attack or something or another, and he had passed away. Well, my Aunt Patty comes running out of the house when she hears this, comes running out of the house, goes around, running across the street and whatnot, and then after she comes back across the street, she's like, and she, bam, just trips right into the chuckle or pothole that was there in the middle of the street, and she went down and skinned up her knee and come back up. Of course, me and my cousin Sean, we're sitting over there. He asked her if she was all right, and she said all right. We're sitting there laughing hysterically. We're laughing our asses off, and she's like, Sean's like, what happened? Mr. passed away. Sean's like, well, he's like, you shouldn't have been running across the street like that, and you would have tripped in that chuck hole. But we were just we were laughing, because she's like, my knee, I gotta go get some of my knee. And Sean's like, you should have took your time coming across the street, you wouldn't have tripped in that chuck hole. And she's like, a funny time nonetheless, a trip worth laughing at, if you will, where me and Sean were just laughing hysterically because she ran across the street, and come back crying, not laughing at the thing that Mr. Galindo had passed, but laughing because she tripped in that chuckle and wasn't watching where she was going. And my Aunt Patty done some weird things over the course of time, and there's a lot of memory lane stories that I had mentioned just a few minutes ago, and also a lot of memory lane stories still to come And there's memory lane stories in the playlist archives in the vaults that I have yet to, or that I did not mention that I do. And there's a lot of stories we still have to cover here in memory lane. Nonetheless, a funny time, a trip worth laughing at. I skinned my knee up, and I gotta go get it fixed. I gotta go get bandaged, peroxide or something on it. A trip worth laughing at. Like I said, not laughing at Mr. Galindo who had passed away. May and Frank Galindo were real nice people. They really were really good, and Grandma Whitebo got along with May a lot, really good and everything. And said nonetheless, it was not a time that laughed at that, but definitely laughing at Aunt Patty coming across the street, tripping in that chuck hole, and then I gotta go get peroxide or something on it. And Sean, if you would have watched where you was going, you wouldn't have tripped in the chuck hole in the first place. Funny time nonetheless when she tripped and fell. Like I said, we laughed for a good while, and it's funny to remember stuff like that, huh? Funny times. Thank you so much for going down memory lane with me. I'll catch you next time.
The years go by, but the memories stay.